Terence Bud Crawford fans, I need to talk to you. We need to have an important conversation about the remainder of our time together as we lead up to July 29th. As we know, Errol Spence Jr., Terence Bud Crawford goes down, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, July 29th. But I did a video late last week. It was a response to a comment that I received that said, how does Errol's pressure hold up against the counterpunching of Terence Bud Crawford? Did the video, dropped it, did some good numbers, had some good engagement, but the comments surprised me a little bit. Now, before I get into the video, this is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified of the latest and greatest. Take a look at the images behind me here. Bud Crawford, obviously, Errol Spence Jr. But to the left of those gentlemen, you'll see Danny Garcia punching Jose Benavidez Jr. in the face. Why is Danny Garcia in this clip? I have to answer the questions. Now, first and foremost, I'm starting to get concerned for Terence Bud Crawford fans. Why is that? The comments are starting to introduce old information as new, hyper-emotional information, and straight slanderous information in an effort to bolster their belief in Terence Bud Crawford. Now, listen to me carefully. Bud Crawford can win this fight. He's a really, really great fighter. I think he's flirting with the opportunity to be a generational talent. So now you know I said it. What comes to me in this moment right now is my man DH. Shout out to DH. I saw your comment on that last video, but then they got like 8 million comments on the rest of the thing, so I couldn't find it again. I feel you. I got you. I'm about to cover the base right now. Come into the channel, enjoy the channel, learn something, go bet, win some money, do your thing. My job is to come in and be as objective as possible, utilizing the information available through film, fights, old clips, some sparring, and then how the fighters look overall as they prepare for these fights. If Errol wins, great. If Bud wins, great. As a boxing fan, as should you be, I'm excited to get really a generational type fight that's been built up perfectly. It couldn't have gone better than it has gone. Oh, Errol ducked and now he's here, and Bud Crawford and Avanesian. No, it's nonsense. Errol collected 3 belts, beating all champions, and Bud Crawford was impressive from 40 to 47, stopping all his competition since he's been at 47. There's been enough buzz around this fight, and here we are. For the Bud Crawford fans, I implore you, just bear with me. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. No matter what happens, everything's going to be fine. I'm hearing stuff about 2-inch reach advantage and all this extra stuff. You know, I think about a fighter like Gervonta Tank Davis. I think he's had a reach advantage in the last 5 or 6 fights over one opponent. And surprisingly enough, that was Rolando Rolly Romero. And he got bodied. So you guys are reaching. If you're a Bud Crawford fan, and not Banks Law left me like 800 comments. Not that I don't want to hear from you, but I know you're fixing your position, and I'm good with that. Outside of Errol being drunk, Errol being fat, Bud Crawford, what he used to do at 35 and 40. Today, welterweight Bud, I want to hear the reasons why you see him winning the fight against Errol Spence Jr. Now, I've said enough about that fight. There's one real legitimate reason why we're doing this video right now. Danny Swift Garcia. Hey, Danny Garcia, I got your back, G. So I had a cat, because I used in the last video, I had a cat come and say, hey, look, listen, Danny Garcia, he's weak, and I can't take you serious because you said he's one of the best in the era. Well, please do not leave the video. Don't leave the video. What makes someone the best in the era? Is it being undefeated? Is it making the most money? Or is it being a true champion, taking on all comers, all challengers, never shying away, sometimes coming out on the bottom, but most times coming out on top? You think about a fighter like a Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, he's still revered as one of the greatest fighters ever, whether you want to talk about steroids or speculation or whatever. He climbed the ranks, he beat champions, but he took some losses along the way. Eric Morales, all the Marquez bouts were questionable, except for the one where he got straight stretched, so you can't question that. And he got destroyed by Yordenis Ugas. But we don't question him and his greatness in the sport. Danny Garcia is really in that same ilk. And when you talk about what's a great fighter and what does a great fighter mean and how's the resonance stack up, Danny Garcia is the type of fighter that rose to the occasion. He fought everybody in front of him, guys he's supposed to lose to, guys he's supposed to get bodied by. He fought everybody. And we're going to run through the resume real quick, fast, and hurry. If you get on here saying, who is Danny Garcia? I want you to take the last 20 fights of Bud Crawford, stack him against the last 20 fights of Danny Garcia, and we'll figure out who has a better, more decorated resume. Sure, Bud Crawford has more accolades and more trinkets, more belts, and he is extraordinarily talented, but he has not taken more risks than Danny Garcia. He has not had a better resume, win, lose, or draw than Danny Garcia. If you want to argue these things, just accept the fact that you don't give a shit about the sport of boxing. You love Bud Crawford, that's fine, but you automatically disqualify yourself from the conversation of even having intelligent discourse or debate about the sport of boxing, because no matter what we talk about, you arrive at the same place without even a bit of consideration of another possibility. Let's get into my man Danny Garcia's resume. Shout out to my man Danny Garcia. We gotta stop with the hate. Nate Campbell was still relevant. Kendall Holt still relevant. Nate Campbell and Kendall Holt fought each other. You guys probably don't even know that. He bodied both of them. Eric Morales, unanimous decision the first time they fought. Then he bodied Amir Khan in the 4th round TKO stoppage in 2012. I believe that was before Canelo. I believe that was before, I know it was before Bud Crawford. So Cat was talking about Bud Crawford beat an Olympian and Amir Khan. Danny Garcia beat him first, and he knocked him out in 4 rounds. Then he rematches Eric Morales, who he went UD with, knocked him out. Zab Judah, Super Zab Judah, legend of the sport of boxing. A little bit long in the tooth at this point, but still a dangerous fighter. Danny Garcia takes care of business. Going into the Lucas Matisse fight for, I believe it was the WBC crown at that time at 140 pounds. Oh, he has no chance. Matisse is bodying people, knocking people in the first round. Danny Garcia goes out there, boxes up Lucas Matisse, looks great doing it, makes it look easy, kind of messes up Matisse's career thereafter, because then I think in a couple wins he got knocked out by Pacquiao, but Lucas Matisse, unanimous decision. Mauricio Herrera, majority decision, knocks out Raul Salka. Majority decision against Lamont Peterson. That was a tough fight at a catchweight for Danny Garcia. You could have had Lamont Peterson winning that fight, but he fought him. Takes him a 30-0. Paulie Malignaggi, Robert Guerrero. This was a PBC fight, I believe. And this was after the Floyd loss to Guerrero, I believe. But still a dangerous welterweight. He carved up Andre Berto pretty good. Danny Garcia took care of business. Samuel Vargas, I believe, when he was still undefeated, messed his career up a little bit. Has a loss to Keith Thurman. Goes on, beats Brandon Rios. Sensational knockout there. Fights Sean Porter for the vacant WBC crown. And it was a close competitive bout. I actually shaded this fight toward Danny Garcia. The nod went to Sean Porter in a unanimous decision. Super close fight. Adrian Granados, that was target practice, took care of him. Ivan Redcash, same. Then you have Errol Spence coming off the car accident layoffs. Fights Danny Garcia, who had won 2 in a row at that point. He takes that loss. Jose Benavidez Jr. at 154 pounds. That is Danny Garcia. And he's looking to challenge Erislandy Lara, who had a weird loss to Jared Hurd, but arguably beat Canelo. They're fighting for a belt at a catchweight, I believe, in that 154 pound region. So Benavidez, Errol, Red Crash, Granados, Sean Porter, Brandon Reese, Keith Thurman, Samuel Vargas, Roberto, Robert Guerrero, Lamont Peterson, Salcom, Mauricio Herrera, Lucas Matisse, Zab Judah, Eric Morales twice, and Amir Khan. Danny Garcia is the truth. Anybody, everybody can get it. Shout out to Adrian Broner. You guys gotta take the slander off this man's name and stop doing this thing where you want to give Bud Crawford credit for beating a guy that's been knocked out brutally twice, once by Danny Garcia and another by Canelo, but somehow someone else's victory is insignificant. Let's go. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Saturday 29th, Errol Spence Jr., Terence Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford fans, when I comb through these comments, I'm seeing a lot of concern, a lot of weird theories as to why Bud can get it done, but I don't have a GP game plan. And I'm not talking no wishful shit. Y'all be talking about, oh, Errol, if he might be overweight or all this nonsense, or Bud's gonna dance around the ring. I don't know if you've seen Bud fight at 147 pounds, but he ain't moving a whole bunch. That's not to say he can't implement it, but that's not gonna be the attribute for me that's gonna get it done, because he doesn't do that anymore. He's a bigger, older frame, and Errol Spence is a master at cutting off the ring and manipulating distance. Let me know what you guys think. This is your boy JG. We out.